Hi my loves, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to it. Today I am doing an unboxing and it is for my A Box of Stories subscription, and I'm very excited for this box because I get a little hidden gift in here, so it'll be nice to see what it is. So let's get straight into the video. So like I said, I have A Box of Stories unboxing. So I did my first unboxing last month. Basically told you all that's about on there, but basically A Box of Stories their main job is to save as many books as they can from landfill and everything, because some books just don't get proper published or get put into books and all that, so they get chucked away. So A Box of Stories' job is to pretty much save all these books from landfill and causing all this stuff when they don't need to. And yeah, so you get different subscription boxes, different genres. You can get mixed, you can get crime thrillers, you can get historical, non-fiction, romance, but their newest one was sci-fi and fantasy. I thought for some strange reason that their sci-fi fantasy box was just like a one-off, so I wasn't expecting to get another box of it. It was only when I got an email to say I'm due my next box, and because this is my third actual box from them, I get a surprise goodie for it. Now you're probably thinking, but this is the second box I've unboxed in here, which is true, but I think maybe it was 2017, 2018. I don't know which year, but it was one of those 2 years. But I actually bought a one-off box from this because I saw it from Facebook, and so I thought I'll just do a one-off, see what it was like. And it was a mixed subscription, so I think did it as a subscription, but I cancelled it purely because the mixed box, there were I think probably 2 books that I would have read, the others I wouldn't. So I had, I think, a crime thriller that I was happy with, and a romance I was happy with, but then I had a non-fiction, and I think it was a historical, and at the time I was like, no. But because I did that, even though this was years ago, they still count it because it was the same account and everything. So this is actually technically my third box, and when you have so many boxes, they give you extra stuff. Now, when I got my email to say this was being delivered, it told me that I was going to get a book free. So I actually have 5 books in here instead of 4. So I don't know which book in here will be like the one that they added in or not, whether they will tell me it is or not, I don't know. But yeah, let's get straight into the unboxing. If I can... Right, so it's just got this paper in front. So yeah, it says 77 million books are destroyed in the UK every year. 83% of those books are pulped before they've even been read. So they want to save the amazing books. So with the box subscriptions, I and anyone else who gets, basically you are saving 4 books from getting chucked away. So this is what it looks like. So I do have 5 books in here. I will go through them and read what they're all about, and then at the end, once I've done that, I'm going to go on my Goodreads to see how popular the books are, because they do say that some of these books are actually books that aren't overly popular, ones that not many people know about. So, further ado, which one am I going to go with? I'm going to go with this one because it's sticking out first, and that is Uploaded by Ferret Steemets. I have no idea whether I said that right, but what a cover. I'm loving that. Something about having like a pop of colour in black, but I'm not sure whether... Oh, right, I've just seen on here, it says file under science fiction, so it is a sci-fi book. So some books are sci-fi, some books are fantasy. I think they try and mix so you get 2 of each genre, I think. But let's see what it's about. Life sucks, and then you die. In the near future, the elderly have moved online and their consciousness now live within the computer network, but that hasn't stopped them interfering in the lives of the living, whose sole real purpose now is to maintain the vast servers which support the new digital version of heaven. For one young orphan, that just isn't enough. He wants more for himself and his sister than a miserable life slaving away for the dead. It turns out that he's not the only one who wants to reset the world. Ooh! Now that sounds like my jam. That sounds quite dystopian as well. Ooh! So it says here, little review blurbs: hot, inventive and exciting, a real joyride of a story, totally recommended by Shannon Maguire. Ooh, yes. Read this now, if only to be forced to turn the page wondering what the hell Steinmetz is going to come up with next. Oh, I'm loving the sound of this, I really am. Okay, next one. Ooh, The Lazarus War, but this is book 1, Artifact by Jamie Sawyer. Now, I am sure I have started seeing this series on BookTube. I think I have. It looks familiar. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a couple of people who've bought like the first book. Some have got the set. So I think this is probably one of the more popular books, maybe. But I don't know nothing about it. So let's see what it's about. I definitely know it's sci-fi just by the cover. It says, mankind has spread to the stars, only to become locked in warfare with an insidious alien race. Standing against them is Captain Conrad Harris, a man who has died hundreds of times, running suicide missions in simulant bodies, known as Lazarus. He is a man addicted to death, but on his elite team's last mission, he may not be coming back. Ooh. The Lazarus War is an action-drenched space adventure series from one of the most exciting new British voices in science fiction. It says the little mini blurbs on here: hyperspeed entertainment from a new master of science fiction, gripping, gritting and unsentimental. Sawyer shows us how perilous future war can be. A fun, gripping adventure story with mystery at its core. Starship sporting, particle beam weapons, railguns the size of skyscrapers. This, dear readers, is the good stuff. Ooh. Yeah, so book 2 is then called Legion, the Lazarus War Legion. I'm sure this has been making its rounds slowly. But yeah, that sounds more out of my comfort zone with sci-fi. It sounds good from what I'm getting. I like the fact that the captain has simulant bodies, so he's going to be like different people. That's kind of cool. But it's one of the sci-fis that I feel like if there's a lot of talks about stuff, I might be a bit confused just because I'm not used to the like the narrative in sci-fis, but it does sound really good, so I'm fine with that. Then we have this one, Rejoice, A Knife to the Heart by Stephen Erickson. And this is science fiction as well because it has alien in the first word. So, an alien AI has been sent to our solar system as a representative of 3 advanced species. Its mission is to save the Earth's ecosystem, and the biggest threat to that is humanity. But we are also part of the system, so the AI must make a choice. Should it save mankind or wipe it out? The AI is all-powerful and sets up some conditions. Violence and large-scale destruction of natural resources are now impossible. Food and water be provided for those who need them. The old way of doing things is gone. Can we adapt? Can we prove ourselves worthy? And what will be the cost? Okay, this sounds really cool as well, actually. Rejoice rejoices in satirizing capitalism, dumb US presidents, greedy media moguls, impotent military high-ups, and much more. Stephen Erickson has one of the finest minds alive and an important book. Yeah, I must admit, this does actually sound very... It's sci-fi, but like a dystopian, and I do like the fact that this is about ecosystem, and I kind of feel like, you know, this could be, you know, sort of... I don't want it to be our future, but in some sense, if we carry on the way we're doing with climate change and everything like that, you know, who says this doesn't happen? But yeah, okay, this sounds probably something I would actually happy pick up and not be so worried about the like narrative of it maybe. But yeah, I'm actually quite intrigued by that one. Then we got 2 more. So first up is, okay, hang on, David Mogo Godhunter by Suyi Davies Gombawa. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Right, this seems like it could be fantasy. So let's see what it's about. Lagos will not be destroyed. The gods have fallen to earth in their thousands and chaos reigns. Though broken and leaderless, the city endures. David Mogo, demigod and god hunter, has one task: capture 2 of the most powerful gods in the city and deliver them to the wizard gangster Lukman Ajala. No problem, right? Ooh, okay, this is definitely fantasy, and this definitely has gods involved, which I quite like in fantasy. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the fantasy books I've read that have had gods involved I thoroughly enjoyed. This sounds intriguing. Like, you look at the cover, and it is one of those ones where you're thinking, ooh, like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie, this does sound really good. This sounds good. How many pages is it? Doesn't feel like a big book. 349 pages. Okay, so it's like a short book. Is it going to be a series? I'd like to know. But yeah, this intrigues me. This does intrigue me. And then this one looks freaky. At the back, I've got like just like an eyeball. But yeah, this is called An Orc on the Wild Side by Tom Holt. It says here, J.R.R. Tolkien gets what coming to him hilarious. I'm going to say that this is probably fantasy just by what it says on here. But it says, winter is coming, so why not get away from it all? Being the Dark Lord and Prince of Evil is not as much fun as it sounds, particularly if you are basically a decent person. Technically, King Mordak is more goblin than person, but the point is that he's really keen to be a lot less despicable than his predecessors, so that the other goblins appreciate Mordak's attempts to redefine the role. Why should they when his new healthcare programs seem designed to actually extend life expectancy, and his efforts to end a perfectly reasonable war with the dwarves appear to have become an obsession? With confidence in his leadership crumbling, what Mordak desperately needs is a distraction. Perhaps some of these humans moving to the realm in search of great homes at affordable prices will be able to help. So it says, uniquely twisted, cracking gags. Holt doesn't skimp on the flashes of brilliance. Gratifying, clever, and very amusing. Okay, so this is actually publisher is Orbit, which I do know of. So the publishing wise is what are the publishers for them? Yes, the publishers for this one are quite popular, Orbit, and the same as the Lazarus Raw is by Orbit. So I'm wondering whether those 2 books might be quite popular. This just sounds so bizarre. Like, we have goblins and dwarfs. Like, I don't know what to expect from this. Like, it sounds intriguing, but it also sounds absolutely bizarre. But yeah, okay. So that's the 5 books. So one of these books was one of my freebies. And with that, let's go and see how popular these books are. So first up, let's do the uploaded. Bingo. Well, it was the second book that was showing on there. So, okay, so this is published by Angry Robot, and so far there's been 77 reviews and 348 ratings, and the most popular rating is about 4.5 stars. Well, the average rating is 3.67, but it does look like 4.5 stars really. Oh no, right, yeah, 3.6. Okay, yeah, it does look like 4 stars to be honest, but whatever. Yeah, okay, so this is definitely not popular. So, yeah, a lot of people are putting this under as sci-fi dystopian, young adult, speculative fiction, cyberpunk, virtual reality. Ooh, okay, sounds quite interesting book. Right, next up, Lazarus Wall, Book 1, Artifact. I think this is going to be the most popular. Lazarus Wall. Okay. I don't know where it is. Let me do Book 1. See if that come up. Artifact. Well, I'm going to be honest here, guys. It's not even coming up, so... Nope, it's not coming up. Let me try the author's name. Jane Soy. Aha, there it is. Okay, so he has written a hell of a lot of books. Like, a lot of books. Okay, right, I found it. He's written a lot of books, so I would say he's quite popular, maybe? Okay, a bit better than the first book. There's 134 reviews. There's been 1,271 ratings, and the average rating's 3.65. So a bit better, but I'm sure this is quite popular. Like, I've seen it going around, but now I'm wondering whether I've seen something similar and maybe it's not that. I don't know. But yeah, it's under sci-fi, space opera, military science fiction, aliens, space war. So yeah, I think this one will probably be a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it does sound pretty intriguing. So I think, you know, when I do get to read it, it might be one of those books where I just concentrate on this and nothing else, and then hopefully as I get into the book I will slowly understand it. Right, the third book, which is Rejoice. Oh, what's it doing? It's not being nice to me. Rejoice. Aha. Well, it was the second book that came up, so I would have thought. Okay, this is definitely a little bit more popular. 238 reviews, 1,227 ratings, average ratings 3.83. Yeah, so this is sort of under speculative fiction, sci-fi, aliens, adult fantasy. So yeah, apparently someone's question here is there going to be a sequel because of that ending with a mind blow emoji, and someone wrote, Eric has said in one interview that he has a sequel in mind, but it depends on how good Rejoice will be sold. This was interviewed from in 2018, so hopefully yes. Is there another book? I don't know. It doesn't say anything on there, so maybe there isn't a book 2. But yeah, that one, certainly at the moment, the uploaded is the least popular one, but this one's the one I'm actually really excited for. Right, next up is David Mogo, God Hunter. David Mogo. Well, it came straight up. Oh wow, this is not popular. A little bit better than the uploaded. It was 219 reviews, 735 ratings. The average rating is 3.67. So this is classed as fantasy, urban fantasy, Africa culture, mythology, Nigeria, sci-fi fantasy, speculative fiction, dystopia. So it covers a lot. I must admit, this one I'm actually quite excited about too. It's Rejoice, this and the uploaded are my most excitable books. And the last one is this really weird one, An Orc on the Wild Side. An Orc on... Oh, that comes straight up. Okay, so it's definitely uploaded is the less popular, but this one's got 101 reviews, 580 ratings, and average 3.68 rating. But yeah, a lot of people have said this was awful. A lot of people said it was okay. Yeah, it's a very mixed reviews, but this is classed as fantasy, humour, comedy, high fantasy, magic, urban fantasy, speculative fiction. It's also got a bit of sci-fi in it, it says. So yeah, I must admit this one just sounds odd. Like, I will read it at some point in my life, but like, I don't know. It just sounds a really odd thing. Like, I quite like the fact that for once there's a fantasy book about goblins and dwarves instead of your normal like everyday fantasy you do get. But it just looks so, it looks a bit freaky, and it's just, it sounds really strange, but it's not very aesthetically pleasing. Like, it just, yeah, that sounds really strange to judge a book like that, but yeah, eventually I will pick it up. I won't say I would read, like, I'm like wanting to pick it up right now, because I don't. At some point in my life I will read it, and when I do I will vlog it, and we can decide whether it's good or not. Oh, it does, sorry, it says back here, if you enjoyed An Orc on the Wild Side, look out for Send and Ascends, book 1 of the books of Babel by Josiah Bancroft, which I do own. I own that. So, hang on. Why it says that? Is there maybe similar themes in this to this? I don't know. But yeah, so out of all the books that I'm excited to read, it's definitely these 3. And then these 2 I am intrigued by, but I'm not fully like reaching out saying I desperately want to read these now. But these 3 I do. I specifically want to know how the uploaded plays out, and I'm actually quite shocked that this isn't the most popular, because I honestly think a lot of people would enjoy this book. But yeah, interesting. But yeah, that's my unboxing. That's my 5 awesome books. A huge thank you to A Box of Stories for gifting me an extra book. Yeah, so with further ado, that's that. If you do get a Box of Stories subscription, let me know which subscription you get, and whether you know, you've had some books and you've read them and they've been brilliant, or whether you know, you've seen someone thought, oh my god, that's like really weird. I am thinking, not this month, but maybe in a couple of months time, or sometime this year, I was thinking about all the books that I've got from my box story subscription. I might read like the first sentence, first paragraph, whichever way I decide, and then the one that really screams out to me by that, just that sentence, I will read in that blog. But yeah, anyway, that's just a thought. Thank you for watching. If there's any of these books that you've actually read, then let me know, and let me know your thoughts. Or if there are any of these books here that you think, oh, they actually sound really cool, and let me know too. But thank you for getting this far. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.